This one is another bar workout, so grab a mat, chair, weights if you have them, you'll want some water I suspect, and enjoy. Modify anything that doesn't feel right for you, work into a range that feels comfortable for you as well, and enjoy. Let's get going. So popping weights down to begin with. Come into the middle of the mat. You're going to start feet wide today, toes on the angle out. So we still do think about that rib to hip connection, so make sure we think about lengthening tailbone down, so you've got shoulders over ribs, over hips, and that's your neutral, okay? So finding that neutral, and we're just going to come down and up. So send those knees wide. You lift it on the arches of your foot. If this doesn't feel comfortable or you find your knees dropping in, try and encourage them out. If not, angle toes forward. So just see where you sit, okay? We're going to bring arms into play and just hold out. And then we're going to pivot on the foot and twist round to one side. So we're pivoting, back, other side, pivot, back. So we're going to get that heart rate up. Make sure you're releasing that heel on the back foot. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Pulse. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Center, other side. Pulse it. And again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Center and up. Hopefully you're working the legs up. 2 more here. And then we're going to wriggle feet in and face them forward. Sitting into your squat. We're going to release right heel. Release, lower, left. So reaching arms forward. So work into your range that you're happy with, sit back into that squat. We're going to have 3 pulses. Pulse, 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 come up, switch. And again, pulse, 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 and up. We go again once more each side. Pulse, 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 and up. Pulse, 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 up. Feet a little wider, just going to warm the hips up a little bit more, so we're going to swing in and out. In, out. Take support if you want. Two more. Swap it over. So you're coming in, feeding it out. So feel free to turn around and take that support. I'm panting already. Talking and doing. Last one. Lovely. Give the legs a wriggle. And we're going to come down to our mat. We're going to start on all fours or down on forearm to start thinking about the bum getting active. So you can be on forearms, hands if you want, or down onto forearms. This is going to challenge into shoulders a little bit more, so this is probably a harder option. Finding that neutral into lower back, so you're not tipping belly down or arched up through the rib cage. So, sticking with one leg, we're going to lengthen, fold. So toes stay tucked under here, and just get used to moving that leg without anything shifting through the middle. Press the floor away through your hands or your forearms, and breathe. So this shouldn't feel too challenging at the minute. Press, really squeeze the whole thigh. Last 2, swapping over. Last 1. Other side. So check you've still got that neutral, press the floor away. Lengthen, fold. You should feel your thigh fully active here. And we're breathing, press. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fold it in. Back to your other leg. Check in that neutral still. We're going to lengthen, float. I'm keeping my sofa. Hang on a minute. So into neutral, press the floor through hands or forearms. Lengthen, float. So here, check that we don't dip through the belly. So fold, lengthen. And breathe. Press. So full leg. Imagine it's being yanked to the wall behind, or whatever is behind you. Press. Press. We're going to stick with the same leg. Lengthen and tap it down. Lower, lift. Checking that rib to hip, that we're not banana backing and letting the ribs drop. Just because that means nothing's happening through the middle. And you might as well get everything active if you're going to do your exercise. 2 more. And last 1. Fold it in. Hopefully you feel in the back of the leg and bottom warming up on that one. So back to the other side. So you lengthen, and we fly out long, and we fold. Lengthen, fold. So still pressing the mat away through hands or forearms. Still thinking about length through the leg and maintaining that neutral in your back. And of course we're breathing, yeah? Lengthen. Keep it going. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it there. Check in with the hip. Lower, lift. You also want to make sure you're still stacked over that support knee. And we're not just tipping to the side. Because again, that just switches, well not switches off, it just doesn't mean you're working so hard through that support glute. Keep breathing. How are we doing? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press it back. Abdominals, but still getting the legs active. Oh, you need a cushion for this one ideally. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Grab a cushion. So the cushion, I'm going to give you a second to get that. Cushion is going knee kind of level, okay? Because what we're going to do is abdominal work with legs out. So I want you to press into that cushion. So imagine you're locking ankles together and you're squeezing into that cushion, and then lie yourself down. So we're going to really fire off on our obliques on this one. So hands in abdo prep position. So hands behind head, elbows nice and wide, and ideally elbows down on the floor, but you might find if you're tight they're not down, that's fine. So you're squeezing into that cushion and your ankles are locked together. You'll feel your glutes switch on, and then we're going to twist the feet, the knees, the hips in one direction, keeping the shoulder on the floor, and roll it back. So the more you squeeze into that pillow and lock those ankles together and keep the shoulder on the floor, the more you're going to feel these obliques switch on. Your adductors, your thigh muscles are going to be working hard if you're squeezing into that pillow. Lock, glue everything together. Thighs, knees, ankles. And breathe. Should have a little shake on with those legs if you're really gripping in. Last 2. 1 and 2. Just draw the knees in. A little roll before we go other side. So reset. Pillow between knees. Lock the ankles together. Squeeze into the pillow. Feel those glutes get active. And then we're going other direction. So you lead with the hips and you keep that shoulder down, locking ankles. So breathe out as you roll, breath into the turn. Keep going. Are you squeezing everything you've got into that pillow? Those ankles. Keep going. Two more. Last one. Squeeze. And back. Wriggle those feet in. You can get rid of your pillow now. And then we're coming to prop position. So you can do this lying down on the floor if you don't want to work into the shoulders. So lying down and head down. So if we're propped, you're pressing the floor away, lifting up. You're still aware of that rib to hip connection though, so we're not flaring the ribs. So many rules. And then we've got 2 options here. We're floating into double tabletops, so press the floor away, float. So you can either keep knee bent, tap one leg down and up, other leg down and up, and then we're coming to open through the hips. And fold it in. So knees can stay bent, like so. Or you can lengthen. So we're not aiming for stacked over because that's going to probably make you collapse through the middle. So just feet away from you slightly. We're going to lengthen one down, bring it up, other leg. And then open. Work those inner thighs and back. So take your option. Squeeze that thigh. Really think about lengthening through the whole leg. And we're going slow here. Make those abdominals work quite hard. Squeeze the feet wide. Back in. Still pressing the floor away. And lengthen. Squeeze. See if you can sneak an inch wider. And open, and in. One more. Lower. Lengthen through the thigh. Everything working. And open. Back in. Knees in. And lower back down to the floor. Grabbing that cushion again in between the knees. Lengthen legs out long. Just one more floor section. Again, focusing on those abdominals. So hands behind head. You're squeezing into that pillow. Ankles are locked. You can feel glutes switch on by doing that. And then we're going to float into abdo prep. So imagine that piece between chin and chest. And then melt your ribs down to hips to float up. So once we're into this abdo prep position, we're bending to the side, back to centre, other direction. So you think rib to hip, back, and then we lower with control. So ribs to hip, float. One direction, other side, back in, and lower. Keep the breathing going. So breath it out. Breath in to hold, breathe out, breath in, breathe out, breath it in, and breathe it out. Or just make sure you breathe in. One more round. Breathe out, float yourself up. Breath in, hold. Breathe out, tilt in one direction. Breath in to centre. Breath out, other direction. Breath into center and breathe out and lower. Lovely. Right, let's get up onto our feet then. So pillow no longer needed. Okay, so you might want one weight for this bit. And your chair. So we're starting feet wide, toes on the angle out. And then we're going to come down, so plie, releve, lengthen, lower. So arm option, take your pick. So plie, releve, lengthen, lower. Keep it going here, so you're sending those knees wide. You can choose to shift where your arm is going as well. Press. Lengthen. So, we're going to hold here, both heel drops, down, up. Checking that rib to hipster, still in that neutral. So you really imagine you're down against the wall. Hold it here, and we pulse. 8, 7, can you sink lower? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the heels, we turn in, out. So you can bring the arm round. So in, out, and out. So that back heel releases. We're going to hold it here. Hold it into that lunge. Up, down on that front heel. Your arm can just be forward or lengthened, your choice. My feet are sliding, should have been on my mat. And relax it down. Press away. We're going to take a side lead. So you might want to be low, you might want to be raised still. Feet are facing forward, parallel, lengthen the top leg, but then turn that hip out. So foot and knee is pointing up, not forward. And then option with the arm to take that up high. Lengthen, lower. So try and think about taking the foot high rather than just dropping the hand down to meet. We're smiling. We're going to hold up. And we're going to bend that knee. We drop hip and knee. We open out. Go down and up. So you should feel that support leg, particularly as you take the knee up, having to do a little bit more. Good. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax down. Swap your chair over. And then feet wide. So imagine you're against that wall, everything nice and stacked, sliding down, knees go wide and coming up. And arm wherever you fancy, or you can move it as you go. So do try and press those knees nice and wide. And see where you can challenge into range. Keep it going. aware this isn't what we did the other side, but because the arm's doing the same, it's okay. Sorry for those of you like everything the same one side to the other. Right, we're going to hold into our plie. Raise, lower, other side. Hope you get a sweat on. On our next side, we hold that heel up and pulse. Breathe in. Should be burning. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. Pulse it. We're not coming up. You can do it. Breathe in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. We're releasing that back heel and coming up. Okay? Release and open. Release, open. These thighs should be letting you know that they're working. You can do this. Right, hold your next one. Lift, lower. You've got this. Breathe through it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press it in. Oh, a little wriggle before we go for our lift and lower. So feet parallel. Decide how high or low you want to be. Lengthen top leg. Open out through that hip. Breathe lengthen through the hand. Lengthen. You've still got that connection with the hip. We've not collapsed down. Doing that neutral. And then when I've got my breath, we're going to lift and lower. So foot comes up to meet the arm rather than it dropping down. Dropping down, the arm coming down. You know what I mean, hopefully. Lift. Lift. Press the floor away through that support leg. Four more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So, arm goes back up, leg goes up, back up. Bend the knee. We're tilting down. Squeeze high. As you squeeze high, this hip, you should feel having to work hard through the bottom. Press. Press. Still in control, that rib to hip. Press, I've got a quiver on. Press. Press, you got this. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, sneak that knee high. And last one. And give it a wriggle. Grab a drink. Okay. So we're going to get rid of chair now and do a bar-less section, and you're going to want both weights. We're all ready, got our weights if you have them, and we've got rid of our bar. So today you probably realised I'm doing a lot in this turnout position, and we're going to carry on with that theme. So feet are wide, toes on the angle, connecting that rib to hip. So you're really thinking about lengthening tailbone down. That is not a bum squeeze. This is thinking about lengthening, releasing through the lower back, not squeezing through the bum, okay? So just check that. Just because if you stop punching through your bum, then you're going to lose that position. So you want to achieve it without gripping on. So, feet wide. If you want to work lower into range, you're going to need your feet wider. And you can come shallower with feet closer together, okay? So, find your option. And we're going to press and lower. Press, lower. So we can hit the beat, or not. On the way up, zip up through the legs. Don't just kind of hang there in the middle. Press, press. And we're smiling, yeah? Always. We're going to take the arms forward in a second. So last one wide. Now, we're coming high, press down. So really check into that neutral. So you're using those abdominals to get the arms raised, as opposed to swinging through the hips, through the bottom. One more here, and we're going to hold, press those knees wide, lift through the arches, hands out, bicep in, out. Squeeze those weights. If you have no weights, squeeze and make a fist. Four more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're still holding this squat. Palm down, palm up. If this is horrible for any shoulders, try to come further forward. If it still doesn't like it, come lower. Alternate heels up and down. Up, down, up, down. See if you can sneak into your range. You've got this, come on. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I lost my timing. We're staying in that squat. Palms down, reach forward, open. Still got that hip, rib to hip connection. We're not swinging body weight forward and back. We're breathing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wriggle those feet. Walk it out. Do shoulder rolls. Right, feel free to hold the weights for the next bit. I'm just going to pop them down. So hopefully I can carry on talking and do it at the same time. So we're coming back into our wide position. We're coming down, up. We're going to take it to a lunge. This direction. So release the back heel and open back. So arms can be wide, they can be low. Hold into your next lunge. And we're going to lift, lower. Keep going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lunge, open, out. In, out. Other side. Really release that back heel. Hold it here. Lift, lunge. That neutral still. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back into centre. Wriggle the feet forward and lengthen. Flat back. Soften the knees as much as you need to allow for that flat back. Little bend one way, the other. Get that breath back. And then see if you can just hinge further forward, keeping that straight back. And wriggle back up. And again, wriggle down. Thinking about setting sit bone high, wriggle back up. And then wriggle feet in and curling up through the spine. Bringing that chair back in for a little bit of a stretch. So, lengthen up, knees as soft as you want. Maybe feet wider, see which you prefer. And again, think about sending sit bone high. I have a tendency just to want to give through my shoulders, so I've got to watch that. And think about sending sit bone high. So you might want to lower hands down on the chair. So make sure you can breathe. And then just rock your weight forward and back. And try and keep the heels down and just see how different it feels. Walking back up the chair. Striding forward left leg, feet still hip width apart. We're going to bend, press both feet and try and draw that left hip back so hips are still square. And making adjustments when I need to come further back. So bend through the front leg, press it back. And try and think about sending that left hip back. So by doing that, you should feel the hamstring getting more attention. Squeeze that thigh in the front leg. And back. That's well. And we'll swap over. So soften through the knees, stride it in. So right leg forward, left back this time. So right hip, draw it back. Bend through the front knee. Press it back. Draw that right hip. Squeeze the thighs. Imagine that front foot's pushing forward, back foot pushing back. Bending through the knee. And press. Square those hips. And again. Oh. And again. And press. Softening through the knees, that left back leg, we're bringing forward, cross it over your right. So figure four and sit back. So think about that knee extending wide. I hope you guys are all absolutely jumping into that as well. And release us, switching straight over. So right over left, sit yourself back. That knees wide. And you can still breathe. And hop in bit there. Curl it up, tight ball. And then press and uncurl. Dropping the shoulders, lift through the chest. And again, curl up. Tight ball. And press away. Shoulders low. Chest lifted. And drop. And we return. So, hope you enjoyed. And I'll be back with something